The Jets continue to be the story, though, right? That's all anyone is talking about. The firing of Robert Saleh, his removal from the building, everything in between. The sort of stunned sports media about this across coast to coast. And then there's questions, right? There's questions about what does this mean for the Jets? Does this still make them a contender? Were they ever a contender? What does their record say? We heard Peyton Manning before the firing. Would it be different if we talked and interviewed the legend Peyton Manning this week? Would he be in more panic mode when it comes to the Jets? Are they fighting for a ring, or are they fighting to stay off the back pages in New York? They're trying to stay out of Brian Costello's paws and the New York Post. I don't know. I'm starting to think about it, and I really am interested, as always, I mean, in all the angles, all the perspectives, but I sat here a week ago-ish thinking about it from our friend Devonte Adams' perspective, and we went down a list, and I'd like to pull that up because, you know, what a difference a week makes, right? So Saleh gets canned. The Saints lose Derek Carr for a few weeks at least, right? Because if you're thinking, like, how big is this injury? Packers are on this list. I said he goes there, they're going to the Super Bowl. They've got some weird wide receiver stuff going on. What's up with Dobbs, right? Last week, Christian Watson's been hurt too. Don't tell me there's not panic up with McDermott and company. Like, that Bill squad, that receiver room causing back-to-back losses, okay? Performance against the Texans, bleak, not pretty. You think they'd favor some leverage in having a lot of suitors for the Raiders for Devonte Adams' services on teams that are contenders that were on that list. The team that everyone is still trying to make the most sense of has been the Jets. They're reuniting. Who's been driving this storyline for since May? Me. I want it. I want the Cinderella story. I want them to ride out together, draw their swords against the AFC, and then and eventually against Mahomes, beat them and get Davante a ring. Get Aaron too. Cement him and his legacy. That's what the Jets got him for. The Jets got him, and now it's not gone a great way, and it's kind of what happens when you acquire a great talent. You have to go all in. You truly have to go all in. So now the Jets have to go get him. Firing Saleh, I think there's a lot of people saying, if you're Davante, would you want to go there then? Would you think it's a contender? Doesn't it change things? I'm going to argue hard no. And I personally, I don't even know what Davante is super after. I ask him, he says he wants to have fun. He wants to feel good. He wants to win a championship. I want for Devonte Adams to be happy. I want happiness for him, and I want him to play for a contender. I want him to play meaningful football in January. So the question then becomes, does meaningful football in January exist with this Packers team? Is that where you go as we are shooting this around? Definitely tweet us. Up and Adams Show. We'll have David Montgomery on the program. We're going to have Mike Silver. I think he'll have a lot to say about the brass, about Woody, about Joe Douglas, what they're doing, the handling of Saleh. Of course, Mike, lots of ties to the Bay Area, so he knows Saleh in and out, and we'll talk to him about that. Those are the two things that I want for Devonte. So then I'm looking at it. It's all the more reason to go get Devonte. There's not this trade might not happen. No. Make no mistake, this trade must happen. People say, like, firing coaches adds a spark. It's a spark they needed. I don't think Saleh was some sort of, I don't know, I'm going to have to throw a coach under the bus, like Josh McDaniels-y figure that, like, things all of a sudden feel lighter and there's a big change. I don't think that's it. I think that he was more not making an impact where maybe one needed to be made, and there was a question about utility is truly what I believe. And now with him gone, does it make a huge difference? Kind of an indictment, I hate to say it, but does it make a huge difference with what's left, with what's going on here? Firing Saleh does not add a spark, in my opinion. The spark is adding Devonte. Rodgers needs him. You cannot watch this offense and tell me otherwise. 27th ranked offense in the NFL right now. I've asked everybody from Kuechly, Gronk, we've been talking about this for weeks. If you're the Jets, you cannot turn back now. You've gone all in with Rodgers. There are no half measures here. You have to make this move, and the Raiders know it, so it's not really great for the Jets. For Devonte, I've said it all along that these things are happy for him. I think he will be happy. I think, we had Kevin Durant. I don't know do we have the clip of Kevin Durant? We don't have Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant, we interviewed him last week, and I brought up Devonte Adams, who he's friends with. And Kevin's first inclination was to say, Devonte Adams knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing because he went and requested a trade. Now, I don't even know that he requested a trade. I can't wait to hear from Devonte Adams. I don't know what happened, when it happened, the timeline. Everyone seems to care quite a lot. I don't know how much stock I'm putting into any of that until we hear from Devonte, until I actually hear from even the owner of the Raiders, we'll see, or Telesco or somebody. But he did that knowing I'm going to be happier somewhere else. And I'm doing it knowing I don't have control here. I don't ultimately have control. I can say, this is what would make me happy. I'd like to reunite with Aaron, or I'd like to go hang out with Derek Carr. I'm comfortable with him. It's part of the reason I came to this organization. It didn't work out. We tried to make it work. It didn't work out. So happiness to me is the Jets still, because we have to think about this. It's not like when you're thinking about where you are, this is not a rookie. This is not a non-well thought out man who's saying, the grass is greener. Oh my gosh, things look great over there with the Jets. You don't think he hears, you don't think all of us hear things that have gone on in the Jets building, that things have been reported, whether or not they're true, what he's hearing? Like, there's no world where he's like, you know what, my decision on me wanting to get out of the Raiders is to go down because I really want Clint Kubiak. I really want to be with Saul. No, it's about a million other things probably. Again, I don't know, I haven't talked to him. I'd like to talk to him. I can't wait to talk to him. But I want him to be happy. I think that's still there. I think you have a guy like Garrett Wilson who's come on our show. Do we have a Garrett Wilson? We have Davante Adams. On what? Okay, and when we're talking about happiness, and we're talking about contending and what Devonte can add. I know he's not going to fix the O-line. I know he's not going to fix the creativity. Maybe he'll bolster the creativity. He might not do that, right? With Hackett, all of that. There's some stuff there. But there is a communication. There is chemistry. There is reading each other's minds. There's these smiles that go on between Adams and Rodgers. And even if it doesn't make them the #1 offense in the NFL, will they be a top 10 offense if Devonte comes? Yeah, they've got Garrett Wilson. They've got Breece Hall. They can make it happen. And even just every week I ask Devonte about Aaron, because I only ask him because I know he's going to give it to me straight. And he knows Aaron so well. It's impossible to sit down with Devonte Adams and not ask him about Aaron Rodgers, what makes him tick, what's he thinking on this play. Listen, just last week he was telling us about Garrett and Aaron and a miscommunication they had in a game they lost. Talk me through what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, just based off of the coverage, you get in like a two-shell, cover 4. Obviously, Aaron was hoping that he would have gotten his head around a little sooner, to kind of put it on him and make the field goal a little bit easier. And I think sometimes it's not always easier. It's not always easy to do that on the fly because you got to read coverage, but that's one of those plays that, Aaron and I had many of those early on in my career where we didn't link up on it. And then, hopefully that'll be a moment for Garrett to kind of learn from, and now he'll know for the next time. And Aaron's the type of guy, he may be in a huddle and he'll tell you in a 2-minute situation at the end of the game, 46 seconds left in the game, and he'll say, hey, Tate or Garrett, you remember back in 2022 when we got that one look and you didn't look quick enough. Like I need you to just get your eyes around quick. So, just filing that away in your memory bank, dealing with the elephant, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You got to be able to recall and correct some of those mistakes.
I don't know if the trade ends up happening, but this is why I champion it. Just go. He is an elephant. I don't even know what that means. Go deal with the elephant. You know how to handle. You're also going to be in a receiver room where you can then communicate through osmosis. We asked Garrett Wilson, Garrett Wilson literally watched all of Devonte's tape. He asked questions through our show, through our microphone, to Devonte Adams that Devonte Adams answered on our show. I think that's the spark, and you need to do it. I don't know what the leverage. What are you just going to fold? We're not going to add anybody. You got to go get Devonte. He'll open things up for Garrett, who's getting all the attention right now. He's going to force defenses to be more conservative and help open things up for a run game that ranks dead last in the NFL somehow. And yeah, you got to get somebody that can get everybody on the same page as Aaron. And I don't think the Jets offense needs to be the greatest show on turf. I don't think they need to be the #1 ranked offense. I don't know, #2 ranked defense. That should free things up. And I wonder if the Devonte domino helps sort of solve the riddle of the Hassan Reddick situation that we're not really talking about. I want to see Hassan Reddick on the field. Whether it's with the Jets, that'd be cool. That'd be fun. That'd be a nice thing to get that done. What a win for Douglas that would be. Or figure this out so you can get Devonte and get Hassan somewhere where I can see him on the field, because I miss seeing him. I don't know with the way things are looking with the Jets. Do you need him? Can you use him to help get someone else to get help? Just go all in. Go all in, Jets, and get it done. And other teams, I saw this. I thought Eisen was brilliant on this. My producer Chris sent it to me this morning. If you're DaCosta, if you're the Ravens, like, go. Like, I know people are saying it's not them, or if you're the Chiefs, like, now that maybe they're trying to figure stuff out, they've got a Hassan Reddick thing to figure out, they've clearly fired a coach, there's this, and if there's any bulking, which I don't think that there is, then you go and you make the best play to get him. I still think Devonte comes out on top. I believe what Kevin Durant said. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's done. He's considered everything. And do I think there's a world that he stays with the Raiders? Sure. I just want him to be happy, and I want him to play meaningful football, and I hope that that's where he ends up.